Morning everybody, and welcome to your first weekend waffle from Hope. So I've slept in her a couple of nights now, and I thought I'd just update you with proceedings, which a lot have changed. We've had a few issues, not with the van, but with Owen and her and everything, insurance and everything, and obviously by living in her and that and working with the cats in here, I've come across a few ideas I want regarding layout changes and everything, especially regarding how the cats are going to travel and their safety. Again, excuse the mess of me. I'm dirty. I'm in my dirty dress. I'm covered in muck. I'm wearing this, obviously, so we're living in a mucky area. I'm still cleaning. It's a big, dirty cleaning job, and obviously we're in it and living in it at the same time, just to associate the cats with it and obviously try to figure out how we want things laid out. Yes, we will still go backwards and forwards to the bungalow and spend time in there, but the cats love this, and obviously we want to make sure that if I've got to pop to the shops or anything, which I'm not at the moment, but if that happens, I'm just trying to figure out how to get furniture in, get it bunged down, or what I want in here, so I can start clearing out the bungalow and move on things to sell that I don't need, because we are in a bit of a financial crisis now. When I bought this van, obviously it was like a stretch swap with Grace, so financially the buying and that was an issue. It's still within my parameters of what I'm allowed to own and everything. But my insurance and my tax I have to pay monthly. Also on benefits now, I'm obviously, really sort of on the borderline of managing to sort of afford things, and I knew this was going to be a challenge to get done up, and it was going to be a long-term project. No problem with that. Obviously I could, try and sell some bits at the bungalow to fund any repairs and everything and get through the MOT, and then wait till obviously I can get myself financially stable again next year when I'm debt-free and everything to work on her. It was just a matter of we'll make do as we are. It's not an issue at all. Just try and get the basics in. So I had a monthly budget for my insurance to go be paid out monthly, and my tax. And when I found my insurers, I said, instead of having it as a horse box, I got it insured as a camper van conversion. So she was all fully legal. I didn't have to worry about her, we could, doesn't matter where we are, what we're doing, we were all legal. And they all accepted this like monthly payment and everything else. And then as the paperwork went through, obviously with all my debt issues and that now, they came back and said they're not going to accept the monthly payments. And it was like getting to the point where they wanted the full money up front, which suddenly I, after my deposit and that, suddenly I had to find £400. I haven't got £400. Where the hell am I going to get £400 from? So the panic was on, thinking, my God, at least I've got Grace, but where the hell am I going to find £400? And the insurer just sort of said, give me a ring. So I gave him a ring and I said, look, I haven't got it. So what they've agreed to do is to do it over 3-month payments. Obviously I paid a month down with my deposit, so I'd put more deposit down. So I had to use my fuel money for this month to put my deposit down. And then 3 monthly payments, which are like £80 beyond my budget for my insurance. So straight away, I have £80 I have to find each month. Now, everybody knows, my tax, fortunately, was actually lower than I thought it was going to be. I allowed like £20 for tax. I thought it might be £25, but it's actually only like sort of £14.50, being this private HTV. So I thought, well, yeah, that's cheap. So that was good. So also that gave me a bit more leeway on the insurance. So like I say, obviously I was going to go to the Overlander show in Grace. I can still get on my pitch with this one. Didn't know if she was going to get there or not. Didn't know if I could afford the fuel. I did have the fuel put away. But my dilemma now is I cannot afford to go anywhere between now and Christmas because I've got to pay those insurance payments. My MOT is out the end of January, so I only have like January to get the funds together, and I also can't now afford to get all the little nitty-gritty things, like get my handbrake raised and get things like just me to drive her happily, and to get things like a heating for the winter, and little bits of work that even like a tyre and things like that I wanted Ian to do, that I was going to find from selling the bits of nitty-gritties that I don't need, hopefully. Obviously as we cleared things at the bungalow, I would move things on, and then that would go into off the tick list for Ian, because obviously that's, I want everything reinvested back into Hope. But the problem we've got now is I want to go out in her for one time, just to test her, to try her. Obviously I've got, it's only 2 weeks before the Overlander now. But it is a long way to the Overlander, and fuel-wise, it's going to cost me like £100, £150 for fuel getting there. Obviously, I've no facilities, no power or anything, but I've got the jackery, so I would have made do, and we would have just camped in the back, and, it would be a nice week for the cats and myself. But it's a long trip. Now, obviously, there's also van life chill out, which is the other option, but I don't think I can do both. I'm not sure if I can do both. We will see what I can do. I'm not promising van life chill out yet, but that's obviously closer, and if I don't do Overlander, then I obviously have to pay for the camping at chill out, but it will be, at least people can come see Hope and what I've got. So, but obviously it's only 2 nights, so I don't want to do. By not going to the Overlander, I then have some funds to do the basic things. I don't know how much things are going to cost with Ian or anything, but at least I'll have some funds to, it's just like getting the handbrake raised so I can use it. But even then I can do it. I mean, I've got to lean over and, things like that. I don't know what to do. It's a big trip down to Overlander for a slow vehicle that's going to chucky there. And obviously I've still got holes in my roof and things like that. So things like that I want sorted. I know if anybody can help with that. Obviously I want my panel on my roof done. Obviously we can put something on the top or patch or whatever, but, if anybody at the kindness of heart would like to sort of help with any of the repairs like that, then please let me know. I'm good at IOUs. Obviously, when I've had money in the credit cards and that, I've helped people and spent out on people and everything else. And now when it's come back to the point where I am absolutely destitute, I'm hoping that people will be nice. Ian's been fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And there's lots of pound signs for Ian for this vehicle. He's looking forward to, well, I say looking forward, he likes her, and he's capable of restoring her and everything else. And like I said, it's a long-term job, but, we bought her knowing that Ian would sort her out, and he's got that work. And I'd never take that work away from Ian. I owe him that. He's backed me all the way. It's like my sponsor. But obviously if I can get little bits done free here and there, I'll get some help done free here and there for, like, sorting out the gas bottle and my kitchen and things like that, or any electrical stuff, then please shout. I've got, like I said, I've got bits to sell and that. I mean, I'm just going to swap. I can't afford to swap anything anymore because I can't wait for anything, so I'm just going to have to try and sort of put my bits I've got available, like my awning and that, up for sale, and that will obviously help go in the pot. Anyway, I am waffling again. So yeah, so that all aside, that's for that. So I am insured, I'm legal and everything else. And worst case scenario, I've actually worked out that I can actually pay my insurance payments over the month, but we don't have our diesel allowance, and I've had to sort of halve my food. But I've got plenty of tins in the cupboard, and making sure the cats are fed. They have actually say Nick and Whiskers and eat me at house and home again. Give them junk food, and they're eating like crazy again. They totally went off the IAMS, which was expensive anyway, so that's okay. So I'm giving them some decent biscuits and Whiskers sachets, which they seem to be loving, and polishing the dishes off. And also I got some chicks in the freezer. Now, Chief, actually, I bought them for Chief. She's actually not eating them this time, but so I put a couple down in the morning, and little Spirit, he's playing with them and throwing them around and bringing them in the lorry and back out again and loving them. So he's scoffing 2 chicks a day, not only his but Mischief's, and they're getting through a few sachets as well, their biscuits. So they are very happy. They are free running all the time. I'm bought them both, Mischief out on tracker. She'll go out sort of for a long walk and then go out again in the afternoon and that, and they come back and have a sleep and have their food in the van, which is another reason I'm feeding in the van, so I know they come back, so I know they're home. So rather than just coming and going, I actually know they're coming and asking for food for their walkies. They're not at all road savvy. Mischief just lies there and tells the cars to wait. And of course Spirit's like out following her, but they're going off the neighbours' gardens and everything, and she does quite a couple of miles around circuit, but also she comes back and check on me, so that's nice. So I'm getting a bit of time out and not having to sort of focus on them and watch them all the time. I found that I can hang their leads onto the front door, so we know how to get them tethered, but right now they're just enjoying their freedoms, and that's fine. So Mischief's just brilliant. So much come up to me the other day when the neighbour said, come running over, said, are your cats okay with the lead? They're just down the road. He said, I've never seen them with the lead. So that was so nice that they were concerned. I said, yeah, they're on the go. So that's okay. Right. So as for inside, obviously I've got a little issue with the rain. Where the bed is lovely, but obviously I'm using my loo buckets in this corner, the other way around near the door. But actually I think I do want my bed slid down that way, but I can't really move it all around so I can make the framework for like the loo shower space at the top of the bed, so I can actually have the board so I can push the bed against it. And right now obviously I can't. It's nice to have the headboard, so without that headboard midway here, then it's a bit lost. But obviously I want to have an over bed for the cats as well, so I need to build a frame over the bed, so I need wood. Even just to sort of get things in place and solid. So obviously the bed and the toilet area, we can make do with that. Because obviously, but it's like in the cat room, I was going to obviously just shut straight across in front of the wheel to make them have a smaller room. But now I'm thinking, because I'm liking the space to have I get extended kitchen space basically. Rather than block that off between the cats and me there, so I can still use that floor space and use the cupboard space go up the wall, as can the cats. I'm thinking now to have a door across between, across the front where the window is, across the what do you call it, the entrance and exit bit, between where there would be a driver's seat and a passenger seat. There's a step there, and I'm thinking, but not to have it so that it's constantly there, but to put a framework in and then have a removable door like a removable mesh door, so that when I'm driving, the cats can be secured in. They'll have the kitchen space and their play space, and they won't be able to come into the cab. But then when I'm stopped, I can just remove that mesh door. So it'll just be like clipped in, like an aviary panel. Remove that mesh door, and then obviously then come and go as they please. Then it's where to store that. Obviously, the other option is obviously to have it on removable hinges, so it actually just works as a door. And then when we're stopped, like I said, I can lift the hinges off, which might be a bit easier. But also that will allow them to be me to use as a door as well, and stop going into the cab if I want to do some work in the cab and everything. So that'd be ideally. So ideally a removable door that rather than just like on clips on removable hinges. So it's a working door, like an aviary panel basically. So when we're travelling, they're enclosed and they can see out. When we stop, I can still use it, or I can take it off if it's in the way. As I don't want this big, obviously, chicken house looking look, and obviously I've got to make wood frames, and everything be wood framed. I need wood frames so I can paint it nice and obviously make it the cedar look. But I don't want it to become too cattery-ish or birdhouse-ish, unless it's nicely done. So the benefit of obviously living here at the moment is working with what space I've got, and obviously I have boiling kettles, making coffees in here. I did make a stir fry in here as well in the little kitchen. Now obviously you've got to bear in mind my kitchen space has gone to a little 4 foot space from this huge 6 foot storage sort of sideboard plus extra bits, so I don't have the storage. Obviously there's all like a working sink unit. Oh, the sink unit's amazing. The battery's not working, but behind that, I did all the cleanup yesterday. Behind that, where the sink is, you've got a pump coming up from the freshwater bucket coming up, and I presume the tap makes it pump. I don't know how it's going to work. That's connected to a battery, so if I renew the battery, it will charge it. That may work. And then also it's also plumbed in to go to ground for the waste as well, wastewater. So that's great. So I put some water through yesterday, no leaks, and it just fell onto the pavement. Some parts on the pavement half on. So obviously if we're on the grass or near a drain, you can also, if your wastewater, go out the side of the lorry and down into the drain. So that's really good. So again, I'm not going to be moving that kitchen because of that. And obviously the gas bottle's all secure there. Or that's been made to actually sit a 7 kilogram gas bottle in and secure, and it's all got all the fixings, and then the pipe goes through. And also I've got this camp stove cooker on the wall, which is great. But obviously I've got no gas or anything working on that at the moment, I can tell. But I'm obviously just using my single stove at the moment. Now I have got a lovely stove from Cat Van Doo, who's given me one of these double stove grills, which I'm hoping will fit. But obviously that's got to be fitted up to a butane gas bottle, which I've got. So we'll have to figure out if that then will be swapped around or not. But obviously right now, just as is, I can't obviously use the big Keller gas bottle or anything. I haven't tested if it's empty or not. But I need something to look at all that, to check all that out, to find out how that works, how to disconnect things and connect things. And hello, Chichi, you right, good girl. She's coming in for food. She's been for a walk. She's back in already. Anyway, so that's all. That's the little kitchen's gonna be lovely. Obviously, ideally I can have cupboards on the wall, but I can't afford that yet. Can't afford to insulate, clad, make it all pretty, tile it or anything yet. So you've got to bear in mind I'm making do, even to the point I'm actually, like I say, sleeping against the wall with dried muck on and things like that, because I haven't boarded or insulated that, or might paint that or anything. I just got to just put things in and make do. So I'm wondering, so save me waffling on about all that, should I even go and show off what it looks like at the moment, because it's just so basic and it's not done. It's just we bunch it in and make everybody wait basically to see it, you know, and put the funds and be realistic on that. Because I'm obviously not driving her anywhere. I can't afford to drive anywhere either. I'd rather, I think, and because I can keep her parked outside the bungalow, she's less intrusive, so, you know, I'm still parked on the path a little bit and everything. I've got to move her a bit, but I don't think it's not me who's made complaints now, because she looks just like a normal van at the end of the day. She's still big, but she's a van. So I think I'd be okay sort of parked here, just get things done. And obviously, even to go to Ian's, that's just like a 40-mile round trip. I've got to be able to afford the fuel to do that. So, I mean, nobody's going to go to the shows to see me. You know, it's nice to see me, but I'm just wondering where to get things done and be realistic as to what I can afford. And obviously, come January, when my insurance is all paid off by the end of the year, I then have all that extra money, like £130 or whatever, available to spend on her a month, you know. And it doesn't sound much, but trust me, that will pay for a diesel heater, that will pay for in £100, you know, it'll pay for the split charger. I haven't got the split charger, that's another £100. So every month I can buy something nice for her. And then, like I say, if I need to spend time clearing the bungalow, and slowly move things in and out and get things like that, yes, I could sell a load of stuff and then have the money to sort of do it. But travel is not about my priority at all. It's nice for us to get out, and we were going to be walking and things in the autumn winter, but it'd be nice to get there in this. But we can still do our local things, we can still go off and do little trips, but to commit to something that's going to cost so much money, that, like I said, leaving that £150 fuel, I think I've got £125 in my pocket, that would buy my sod the work for Ian to do. That would put a split charger in, and that's huge. Just have a split charger in, or to buy a diesel heater, you know. So over the trip of going down there and just sitting in the field, which I can do anywhere. Yes, I mean, I don't walk around the show or anything, and yes, it'd be nice for people to see, but I say I can go to camp, chill out and everything. People want to see me there if I get there, or not go anywhere. And I don't lose ticket me. Obviously, it was a display vehicle, so it was free for me to go. But yeah, what do I do? So thoughts on that, please. You know, I just don't want to, I mean, at the moment, I'm just sort of slowly cleaning through bits and living in her, and I don't want to get lazy and just sitting here. And I mean, I'm even working plugged into the jackery here. The jackery is not plugged into the bungalow or anything yet. I haven't even worked that out. I want to figure out where to put it in the van and find a space for it to sit in the van and everything. So, you know, the electrics can go out and things like that. So I'll have to take the jackery in and charge it up. But also a good test to see how long the jackery lasts to charge my computer, my phone up by not, you know, being in there. So that's interesting as well. See how long it lasts of the things I would be doing. But I'm not sitting watching TV or anything. I'm obviously sitting in. I'm just getting around doing things. Still so much to do in here. I'm getting lazy by having the desk in here, so I've got to really sort of carry on with dismantling stuff and everything. And deciding what to do. So yeah, but other than that, very happy. I need to dye my hair desperately. Look at the state of me. I need to have a shower. But everybody's happy. Like I said, yes, driving her is a challenge. She's a character, but at the end of the day, it's a standalone home. It's not about the driving or, you know, traveling or touring. It's about where we are when we park up and living here when we park up and having a home that we can call our own. That if the bungalow does go, we've got somewhere to live, and I own her, and that's huge. Yes, I need to get some welding and things done and bits done for the MOT. Yes, how the hell am I going to get that money? So like I said, I need to focus on that rather than enjoying myself. And, you know, it's in her and that's a priority. This is a long-term thing. This is a long-term project, and it's something I'm this is hopefully my final one, you know, obviously till she falls apart, but with Ian's capabilities to completely rebuild all these old vehicles and that, then we can keep it going. Yes, it'd be nice if she drove like a modern van. That's the only thing, the only, not to say downside, but the only thing that I would want to change is that she drove like a modern van. But other than that, the size is right, the space, yeah, I mean, obviously cosmetically she needs holes mending and things like that, and I didn't know about the holes in the roof when I bought her, but you know, it is what it is. I run with it. I have no problem with that. She's worth that time and effort investing in, and if and when I get round to the situation where I can, you know, try to go self-employed and try to earn some pennies in that when I'm better and things like that, and when the situation's improved, if that's going to happen, then she's just beautiful for that. You know, it'd be going off to the festivals and mindfully spirit fairs and things like that in her. And again, the cats still have that space inside where they're okay to stay inside and not have any space while I'm off doing things, or we can go park up somewhere and leave them inside when I go for a walk and get my exercise and work on me. I know this year was about me going off walking and getting my health right, but I still make myself do that around here. But right now I'm just at least I'm doing exercise. I know I'm doing exercise by carrying things and fetching, carrying, and cleaning and that. So it's actually breaking me in gently in that respect, isn't it? By sort of cleaning out the van, walking backwards and forwards, cleaning out the bungalow. So I am doing more instead of just sitting in bed and being on the computer all day. So, because I know I'm getting cramps. So anyway, just will do a little update. Obviously, the videos and the vlogs I'm putting out will be as was then, and the decisions I was saying then about how I wanted her laid out and that, if that's in there. So obviously respect that may change as we're going along. But she's home. I'm happy. I love her. And like I say, it doesn't matter about how she drives. With her parked up like now, it's lovely. It's lovely. And when she's done, I have such a vision for her. I don't get emotional. I have such a vision for her. And that's not going to happen overnight. That's not going to happen in the first or even the second year, I'm sure. But I know how I want to end it up. And, yeah. Things happen though. However long she lasts, we're going to enjoy her. And this is the next part of our journey. So thank you very much to those who are following, who are, you know, who have seen what's going on and supporting me. Please like, subscribe, please. You know, I've also got to try and, I've got a membership somewhere on Buy Me a Coffee. And on Buy Me a Coffee is under Wildkatt OTR, it's on the road. Please put membership on there if you can help sort of help me fundraise for her and things like that. For all the bits. Spirit's just come in with a second chick now, so if you hear any munching down, it's him chewing the chick on the floor here. I'll be sweeping up, mopping up blood leftovers and guts and gore in a minute. But yeah, I mean, I'm not obviously putting out enough of my, you know, my website and my donations and my Buy Me a Coffee and things like that. I will try and add that to the backs of the videos. Obviously, I've got to work on a new little logo as well to represent this next journey. So all that will come. And that's why I've also got to push and help get the support. But if you do want to send any donations, even on PayPal, I'm under the email of WildkattontheRoad@gmail.com. PayPal me sort of donations, everything I'd appreciate. Obviously, anything that comes into grace and hope and our future going forward is I will be going forward and supporting the community, healing the community, and giving back to the community as I've always done. And even right now, I'll be doing like free healing for the community, and that as and when we get around to places, obviously welcoming donations. But it's all about, you know, giving back and supporting others, and also trying to show people, you know, I'm a mental health patient. I have a lot of issues. I'm an older woman, a crazy woman, and if I can just be that little bit of inspiration, that if I can do it, anybody can. Yes, it's tough. Yes, it's a challenge for me. Every day is a challenge for me. With this vehicle, I want to try and do as much as I can. I want to learn about things going on. I want to learn all about the battery, the solar, the electrics and that as things are done, and understand it more. and try to be part of as much of that as possible. Yes, I'll have to allocate work to people, but I want to be able to sort of know and understand it instead of just being numbers over the top of my head. I want to sort of learn all this, so I will be looking at things, understanding things. Cat-wise, there may be more later, we don't know. Doesn't matter, I'm happy with my 2. That's enough of a handful. But yeah, I'm very grateful and I'm very hopeful for the future, and I'm very happy right now. It's going to be difficult, I say. It's going to be a challenge. Everything's a challenge in life for me at the moment. Financially, huge challenge, but I don't want to manifest that. Spirit will always make sure I'm provided for and have what I need. I'm not material. I will cope with what I got, and keep my fingers crossed that everything goes smoothly. So thank you very much to each and every one of you. Enjoy the vlogs. Each vlog is obviously going to get quite interesting now as things are done, and I'm going to record every step of the way of all the changes. So it'll be a ramble to a point, but not so much a ramble, because obviously it's going to be long term, but also it's to make do charity shop furniture building in more than anything. But a transformation even at the moment, just sort of clearing things out and washing her down and bringing her to life. It's just awesome. So thanks to Jude for selling her to me, and at the price that I could afford, and being great. And she knows she's gone to a great home, and I hope she has a wonderful future with her new horse box. But we'll breathe a bit more life into hope yet. So see you at the next vlog. So don't forget to hit that bell, like, subscribe, and all that malarkey. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.